Seahawks Nation, buckle up because things are heating up big time in Seattle. This week was one of those that nobody forgets. We had a controversial decision that shook the heart of the 12s, a surprise move involving a direct division rival, and a new addition to crank up the competition inside the roster. This is the kind of news that can shift the entire direction of the season, and you need to know every detail. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stick with me until the end, because what I've got today is going to shake up the 12s Nation. The first bombshell to hit Seahawks fans was the release of Shaquille Griffin. Yeah, that's right. A familiar face to the 12s, drafted back in 2017, a Pro Bowler in 2019, and a locked-in starter in the secondary for 4 straight seasons. Griffin had just come back to Seattle as a free agent, sparking memories of that strong bond with the 12s and giving hope he could fight for a spot in the rotation again. But the truth is, this preseason was tough on him. Personal matters kept him out of the start of training camp. By the time he got back into rhythm, the competition was already tighter than ever. In the 2 games he played, he managed to hold his own for stretches, but he gave up a crucial play, a 1-yard touchdown to Romeo Dew from the Packers. That play showed the speed and reaction time just aren't the same as they used to be. Meanwhile, Josh Jobe and Nehemiah Pritchett stole the spotlight. Jobe grabbed an interception and broke up another pass, showing confidence and burst. Pritchett, who many thought wouldn't even make the final cut, pulled in another interception plus 2 pass breakups. He showed steady play against short and intermediate routes, too. Griffin, who once stood for stability, suddenly looked like the weak link in this direct battle. And we can't ignore his recent career path. After leaving Seattle, he bounced around Jaguars, Texans, Panthers, Vikings. Some flashes, some injuries, and stats that didn't impress anymore. Last year with Minnesota, he played all 17 games, but PFF still graded him just 64th out of 116 quarterbacks. A serviceable vet, but no longer untouchable. Now, his release doesn't necessarily mean the door is closed. ESPN's Brady Henderson reported there's a chance Seattle could keep him on the practice squad. That would give the team his leadership and experience without costing a spot on the 53-man roster. A safety net in case of injuries. But the message is clear, right now, Griffin isn't a priority in Mike Macdonald's defense. For fans, it's a mix of nostalgia and hard reality. The heart remembers the past, but the present shows the NFL waits for no one. That move set the stage for what came next, and this one's a real shocker. Seattle claimed Darian Kendrick off waivers from the Rams. A young, physical corner who already battled the Seahawks in those rough NFC West matchups. Drafted in the 6th round in 2022 out of Georgia, Kendrick started 18 games for LA, logging 1 interception and 14 pass breakups. And here's the spicy detail. His only career interception came against Seattle in November 2023, snagging a pass from Drew Lock intended for Tyler Lockett. So yeah, he knows exactly what it's like to play against us. Kendrick is coming off an ACL tear that cost him the entire 2024 season. The Rams cut him at the final deadline, and Seattle wasted no time scooping him up. Bringing in a player of his caliber adds depth and competition to the quarterback group. Right now, that room includes Devin Witherspoon, Rick Woolen, Josh Jobe, and Nehemiah Pritchett. Kendrick jumps in ready to push for playing time, possibly fighting for the 3rd spot in the rotation. The youth factor matters. Unlike Griffin, Kendrick's got runway ahead, a cheap contract, and untapped upside. If he's physically back, he could become more than a depth piece. He could be a legit starter in Macdonald's aggressive scheme. He's solid in press coverage, reads routes well, and reacts quickly to slants and curls, routes teams love to throw at Seattle. And let's not overlook the intel factor. Coming from Sean McVay's system, Kendrick knows the Rams' tendencies from the inside. You don't get that from film. You get it from living it. That could be a sneaky advantage when the division matchups roll around. Schneider just boosted both depth and strategy in one move. But Seattle wasn't done. The team also bolstered the linebacker room by signing Chaz Surratt, a former Jet who spent this preseason with the 49ers. Surratt is the type of depth piece that doesn't grab headlines but can be clutch in a long season. Drafted in the 3rd round in 2021 by Minnesota, he carved out his role as a special teams ace with the Jets, logging over 550 snaps in that phase over the past 2 seasons. That alone is huge. Special teams win tight games. Defensively, he's still raw, but in 2023 he logged 137 defensive snaps, putting up 2 tackles for loss and even 1 QB hit. Seattle's linebacker depth was thin, with only Ernest Jones 4, Tyrese Knight, and Drake Thomas making the original 53. That's nowhere near enough for a full season, especially with Knight battling knee issues and another medical concern. So Surratt brings immediate relief. He can contribute right away on special teams and work his way into defensive reps if McDonald sees progress. It's a low-key, smart pickup that might matter a lot come December when every snap counts. And on top of that, Seattle swiped another piece from a division rival. Rookie linebacker Chris Paul Jr., a 5th-round pick by the Rams, was cut at the deadline. Seattle signed him to the practice squad. That move raised eyebrows because the Rams traded up 29 spots to draft him, which shows how much they once valued him. But McVay ultimately kept vets like Troy Reeder and even UDFA Sean Dolak, who contributed more across all 4 phases of the game. Seattle saw a chance and took it. Paul might not be ready for September, but he's a high-ceiling developmental piece for McDonald's system. He's fast, instinctive, and fits the mold of a young linebacker Seattle can mold into a multi-package defender. And just like with Kendrick, grabbing him from the Rams adds a little extra rivalry flavor. We've now got someone straight out of their locker room, which could pay off when we face them twice a year. So here's the bottom line. A lot went down at once. Griffin, a fan favorite of the past, cut loose but maybe sticking around on the practice squad. Kendrick, a former rival who brings youth and juice to the corner room. Surratt, a grinder who strengthens depth right away. And Chris Paul Jr., a rookie bet with upside. All of it shows John Schneider and Mike McDonald are moving chess pieces carefully, making sure this roster is battle-ready for the regular season. Now it's your turn, 12s. Which move hit you the hardest? Was it Griffin getting cut? Kendrick joining the squad? Or the linebacker depth Surratt and Paul bring? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear from you. And of course, don't forget to smash that like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any updates. Because here, you'll never be left out of the biggest Seahawks news. Let's ride together into an incredible Season 12s. Go Hawks!